Hey everyone. It's okay, my players are muted. Nobody, because we were all entirely muted because I was testing a thing. And apparently, I know why we've been having trouble these past couple of weeks with the intro sequences and all that. So, yeah, now it's going to be fixed from now on. Hi everyone, I'm Simon at wandering_DM on Twitter, wandering DM on Twitch. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'll be GMing tonight's game of Dark Matter. And while you've seen them in the intro sequence, you've grown fond of them and you've grown to know them over the course of the last season of episodes. So I don't think we need that much of an intro for everyone. But just so I make sure that we're all not muted, can you just say hi to everyone?
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hi.
It's working. Alright.
Finally
So,
worked out the kinks, huh?
yeah, I finally realized what it was, and it was studio mode. So, no more studio mode for me. That being said, let's go back into Dark Matter. After this week of discussing various things aboard the ship, you have talked at length with your new dragon pal, who goes by the name of Volans now. And
Hey.
they are a void dragon that have taken residency in your ship's extra dimensional freezer and has begun hoarding anything sweet, and trying to understand, or at least you made it understand the values of eating with the family and not requesting tribute from anything that lives. But that was, I'm not gonna say the highlight of last week's episode, but a lot of what happened had to revolve around
Dragon
The
family
dragon.
values.
dragon family values. However, there was also a few discoveries that were made by the ship's doctor, Kevichet. Why don't you tell us what you've discovered on the Mind Flayers?
Well, apparently they're a parasitic species that it feeds on psychic energy of various items. They are evolutionarily evolved to life in space, it seems, rather than on a planet. Zero gravity seems to be their preferred level of gravitation. Their musculature and skeletal structure do not seem to be supportive enough for planetary residence. And I do have, I believe I've just enough material out of the remains that I autopsied that you were on the ship for me to develop some level of vaccination, antitoxin, a preventative measure to ensure that you cannot be infected by these parasites and have them squirm into your brain and then slowly eat you alive. And after a conversation with the Void, I am aware of where these come from, in a general sense.
You've seen where they are.
I've seen where they are, and they apparently move very quickly if they've gotten from where they were to where we are within at least a 7-day period. It's the limitations of the spell.
Mm-hmm. But they were, even within 7 days of when you casted the spell, they were outside the range of this galaxy.
By a fair bit.
Yep. So we're gonna go back into the ship, and I would like to know, after what happened at Finn's Fisterberg's Fields of Fun, or Fisterworld for a shorter name, what did you do, Dog C, during that week?
Well, I spent most of my time working on various side projects. I guess what have we been calling it? Not fighter ship, but the small craft, the small craft that we have in the hangar. I've been working on extensively, optimizing various systems as we seem to have lost. Or I guess we've regained a different AI, and so kind of adjusting those systems, smoothing things out. Doing the typical engineer's position. Also dove deep into some of the astro data that I had collected on Galacta 9, I think it was.
Titraka 9.
Titraka 9. You guys always correct me. It's great. And yeah, basically pouring over that, and probably sending some of it to my guild. So giving more analyses. So with Loxy's help, diving deep into analyses of like speculation around where the Rothian ship originated from, where it currently is, or the fleet, and other things centered around those discoveries.
One thing that we'll do for this entire week, since you've been tinkering on the ship for a while now, I find it just to
I forgot to ask.
Yep.
Sorry, I forgot to ask. I think you said there were upgrades, but I didn't get a chance to look at them of the ship ship itself.
Upgrades for the Scarlet Trust.
Right. I believe you said that there was.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not sure.
exist. Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible to work on those in that week as well, but we could just focus on the small craft for now, and we can talk about the details later.
Yeah, well, I can tell you right now that in a week you wouldn't be able to do any of the upgrades.
Gotcha.
But you could start working on one. However, if you focus your entire week on the small craft that you have, like the fighter ship or starship that you have, you actually would transform it into I'll call it a +1 version of that ship. So basically, all of its armor class increases by 1, its attack bonuses increases by 1, or the attack bonus of whoever's piloting it increases by 1. So is damage.
Okay.
Also, you had a request to continue to release information or re-release information from the data leak as well.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that wouldn't take too much of my effort, I think, with Loxy's assistance.
Oh yeah, it would be pretty easy.
Yeah. And kind of managing it in such a way where it didn't trace back to us at all. The signal cannot be stopped. Hack the universe.
And at a certain point, Kebachet would have asked you to send along a small packet of information to various scientific journals about all of the things she discovered when she dissected a bunch of things in her med lab.
Oh, fun. In all, I'm pretty sure that Doxy would probably nerd out with you on like some of the discoveries. Be like, oh, this is what you found. Oh, this is fascinating.
Yes, it seems that they actually, they can either be inserted manually, or they can actually burrow into you at various points and through your body, and then travel up your spinal cord and implant themselves into a various base of your brain and slowly eat it alive until they erupt into you or either take over you as a personage, or they explode out of your body.
Gruesome but fascinating. And we'll probably go on a kind of a tirade about the implications of nanite technology and how dangerous it can be, and how science mirrors biological wonders all the time and things like that.
Actually,
oh yeah.
make
that off.
a. Both of you make an intelligence check.
Ooh. Do I have any advantages because I'm very skilled at various things?
Sure.
Like using Loxy, for instance, to do a data check.
It's more of a thinking outside the box thing.
Ah.
You're muted.
I know. So does my thing come into play? My symbiosis?
Not in this case.
Okay.
I guess the way I'd frame it in this case with Loxy is that she becomes a soundboard which I can bounce ideas off of, and then like she can show like abstract thoughts in visual form and all kinds of stuff.
All right.
Having an AI projector is pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had one in real life.
Yeah, I can't wait for AR or for complete AR.
Oh, dude. So what is it that am I rolling with advantage or no?
Intelligence. With advantage, yeah.
Okay.
Mine is a 17.
Oh, that's okay. So pretty terrible, I would say, because I got a 6 and a 3. But and it's just base intelligence.
Base intelligence.
Okay, so I mean, oh wait, I leveled up and I forgot to add that. So yes, I would have leveled up to a +5, so 11.
And the number to beat was a 10.
Oh, perfect.
So, just bouncing off ideas and nerding out with Kebichet, you both come to the conclusion that one of the best way to create that vaccine you were looking for, Kebichet, is using nanobots to attack the larva and kill it from inside instead of retrieving it, which is a dangerous procedure that, yes, you were successful in doing it, but probably nobody else would. Whereas an actual, antidote that would kill like the larva as if it was a bacteria or something like that, it might be useful, it might not. But if you have a tiny army of tiny robots that attack, literally physically attack and disintegrate the larva from inside, you could potentially save a lot of Rothian lives.
She'd write up the medical science behind it and then have Doxy mass publish it, because she doesn't want any... She understands that information is a means of power, and she wouldn't want anyone to be using this as a form of power when it could be medically necessary for some people.
You're going the way of the insulin?
Well,
yes, but with less future corporate downsides.
So wait, are you suggesting that we're not going with the nanobot thing, or that we're doing something else?
No, what she would say is she would write up the whole medical procedure of how you would use the nanobots to do this, medically speaking.
Okay.
And then hand this off to you and say, would you be such a kind dear and put this in all of the right hands who would possibly need it at any point in time. Like
I see.
you did with the other sort of information.
Right. Would you, and Doxy would probably ask, would you like me to submit this as under a pseudonym, perhaps? Something that you can use anonymously to publish our findings?
Oh, no. You can always publish it if you choose to publish it under a name Lady Kebichet of House Aldahar is perfectly acceptable.
Oh, I figured you wanted anonymity in this case. Okay, very well.
No, the anonymity isn't the point. It's ensuring that certain individuals do not become possessive of the things which are not theirs.
I see.
And I really don't have time to patent this and deal with the whole mess, and I'm not going to be on every Mars station in the galaxy.
Understandable. Well, I will get it done. And Doxy, various hand motions, and with technological magic, distributes the data files to probably using some of the data that he got from what is it? I can't remember the actual acronym full hand. off the top of my head, but AI would have connections with scientific communities that I could then distribute via them.
Yeah, you can use them to bounce off your signal, if you will, and then use their extended network of contacts to
Right, scientific
spread it out.
contact.
Yeah, to remain to distribute the files as globally as possible while staying within the scientific community.
Right.
Because you wouldn't want, like we said, like Kvetch had said, a corporation to, like the firm.
Who, me?
You're both of your employers.
Oh my gosh.
So,
My scientific discoveries aren't part of my contract.
no, that was a week ago. This all happened in the week following your escape from Paradise One. Well, your leave from Paradise One. Where do you go now?
Well, we were heading to the Vect place.
Factory.
Yeah, that's why it's been. You
We-
said it was going to take like a week or whatever.
Yes, a craft. I don't remember the exact name because it's not a foundry. Because the foundry is their like giant mothership planet thing, but it's like a craft ship, major.
It was you said it was a foundry.
But can it be a foundry and not the foundry?
I mean, this is, we wrote Dark Matter, but hey, you're DMing, so if you want to
Yeah.
more than one, like, go for it.
I was just trying to find the proper name for the ship, so it might not be foundry. Let me go into the notes real quick. Just because it's going to bug me forever if I don't get it.
Can it be a craft world?
It's not a craft world because it's not a world, and that would be directly in, Warhammer.
Yes, that's where I was going with this.
No. It's I have the ships here, so it's one of their capital ship. Vect, not a Corvette. So it is not the Foundry. It's would probably be a swarm. No, not a swarm ship. Yeah, let's say it's a Foundry. We'll just say it's basically
Foundry ship.
Yeah, it's basically a ship that is, like a capital ship that creates and repairs and flies across the galaxy to just help out the Vect, as it were. Like a moving mechanic.
A giant tow truck.
Sort of. And you jump out of the void a few kilometers away from that ship. You see it in the distance on your various displays. It's this sleek, almost shiny looking cruiser, the size of a small city. Almost like almost as big as a Moss station. Without all the vertebrae that connect the Moss station, but like the main part of a station. It's impressive, to say the least. The moment you approach, you are hailed by their security, who's asking, please identify yourselves. Please state name, model of ship, and purpose for visit.
I'm gonna flip a switch. Answer the call. Unless the captain is present on the bridge.
I'm present. Hello, I'm Captain Zindak Highhill of the Scarlet Trust. Honestly, we don't have a model number for our ship. We kind of found it.
We will put you down as junk ship.
Fair
Sounds
enough.
about right.
And Walter goes, I feel insulted at that.
Don't be. We just forgot at the moment. We will be reminded later with a slap behind the head.
So
If you say.
Oh, I know.
I feel like Doxy would have dug into the data files of the ship and like discovered the model number, but no one bothered to ask him.
oh gosh.
It was 7562 dash HB6782 dash. Yeah, and he rants off for like 15
Yeah, the second he start. Are you in engineering right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as like you start talking, I just like put it on speakerphone. There you go. Our engineer had it. Turns out.
Ship isn't registered into any database. Still putting you down as junk ship.
I'm gonna put us on mute for a second. Like, I think it's for the best if the ship technically comes from the future now.
Yeah,
Just
it's
junk ship, spare
probably
part.
fine.
That's fine.
I think
On
that
mute.
anonymity benefits us in this regard anyway, so all good.
All right, so we're here because, well, our ship has a new AI, but the old AI, well, it was special to us, and we wanted to give the AI an opportunity to live on in maybe a body, and we figured, hey, who knows mechanical bodies better than the Vect?
It is entirely feasible. Welcome. The Craft Cruiser 83B.
Well, thank you for having us aboard.
Did he hang up?
Now, yes. Hanging up.
Wait, where do we dock?
Docking Bay 76.
Thank you. Rude.
And it's one of these docking bays where there's a whole lot of ships. Basically landed in very close proximity to one another. You sort of have to parallel park the ship inside. It seems like there's a lot of activity on this cruiser at the moment.
And are we talking like mostly Vect ship or just whatever?
There's a sizable portion of the ships that are of dwarven make. There's a handful of elven ships. There's one Avira ship. There's 2 halfling ships. And 1 gnomish starfighter.
Just a starfighter.
Yeah. In orbit around the cruiser, there's a handful of Nautilus ships too that are in the process of being repaired, but within the confines of space and not on the cruiser itself.
Nothing human or of Lakshay divergence?
No, you're
Right
like
behind
the
you.
only human ship.
What?
You're in the minority here.
Yeah, you are.
No,
Don't worry.
there's 2 of
Don't-
us. There's 2 of us.
Wait, what? Who's the other?
Oh, Whitney.
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 Oh,
But,
right.
but more importantly, don't worry, Adard. You won't be the only one as a species minority in this location.
Oh, yeah. Myself as well, probably. There's not much, probably not a lot of gnomes here.
No. Although you're probably in slightly better position than I am at this moment.
Yeah, you see Doxy this is kind of a great opportunity for you all to he'll kind of come up from engineering as we're all ready to depart. And he's like decked out. Like he's got these gauntlets that have all kinds of sensors and tooling on them. It's kind of like his normal like when he's in engineering and doing his hyper sensitive engineering kind of stuff. Not to get too technical, but yeah, he's got it's from the art, the art that oh man, blanking right now. But anyway, the art,
Lucas
the
Lucas.
The one that's on the overlay at the moment, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so that's kind of what he's got on him. Like, it's not always on him, but right now that's on him, and it's got all kinds of things going off. As he's like, "All right, I am so excited. I've never seen a Vect factory ship before. This, he's
They're
like,
gonna
"Stop
make
that."
you take this all off in order for them to safeguard their secrets. Just wait for it. But I
No.
guess you're excited. That'll be fun.
I must know how these organisms exist. It's fascinating. The like star eyes, quite literally star eyes.
Let me just put the part break on.
That works. That works.
You want to also put a bar on your.
So,
I mean,
Are we clubbing the steering wheel?
Yeah.
hey,
yeah.
so
You ain't gonna take my ship.
considering the history of the Elven Empire and the Vex and the Avera, on a scale of 1 to 10, how safe do you feel here, Cabochette?
Do you want an honest answer?
Hmm?
Do you want an honest answer?
Yeah, that's my asking.
Yeah.
Probably about a 5.
Hey, it's a lot better than I thought you were going to say.
Well, the advantage is I'm going to go in full regalia, and it will be really obvious that I'm not on either side of this religious debate.
Oh boy. So we'll be attacked from both sides of the aisle here.
Well, and we should definitely understand their stance on the moral quandaries that the Vect have faced as a living non-bioorganism. Sentience and the rights of artificial intelligence have. I'm fascinated to hear the discussion. I hope I don't offend anyone.
That discussion will be very entertaining. I'm quite sure that we don't want to start another crusade.
Yeah, let's just try and keep our heads down. I mean, we don't need another night crusade.
I mean, I am a little over 6 feet tall, and the beak is very distinctive.
I mean,
Very regal.
it can be very clear who you are without causing a commotion.
Don't worry, Captain. I didn't cause commotion.
Oh, less concerned about you and more concerned about look over at Doxy.
He's going to steal the show. You will be invisible compared to him.
you guys, like, he's not even hearing half this discussion. He's just like waiting for the door to open. He's like, all right, he's like already taking notes.
Actually, that's a very good idea. I'm just going to stand back here and let Doxy go in front. And she put on all of her robes, and she's got the holy symbol, the giant black opal, visible, but she's not bringing the staff.
Gotcha.
Well, is everybody like dressing up? I'm in my rags right now.
You're not going out like that. You're going to go get dressed in an appropriate manner.
Thank you.
Hey, Doxy, while he goes and gets dressed, you want to head out, and we don't want to slow you down.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to leave anyone behind. What do you mean?
Doxy, is Rosemary going with you?
Oh, date night.
Well, I mean, I'd love her to come, but I don't know if she'll be interested in all the things I'll be discussing with the Vect. Hopefully.
Wasn't she talking about that little pen whip thing? I thought we had a wonderful conversation about the appropriate uses.
Well, I did make improvements to it, I suppose, but sure, yes.
Why don't just buddy system? Everyone should have a buddy.
Oh, I can be his buddy. I mean, buddy. I can be his buddy.
Hey,
I'm sure. There is of course Eddard being my bodyguard in some respects. So if he wants to join me, he could.
Is it gonna be? Oh, sorry.
I think Rosemary would be a much better buddy for you, Doxy. Much better.
Doxy just becomes like red in the face. Just no. Okay.
Doctor, I think he's sick.
It's not an illness I can cure, unfortunately. It's very common. It happens frequently. He'll get over it eventually.
He turns around and like starts getting lost in his work, and it's like, yes, well, there's this that I need to ask them, and this.
Doxy, and if it doesn't go away in 4 hours, consult the doctor.
I don't know if I trust ours.
Oh,
I really feel offended by that. Has I, in any way, shape, or form, shown any reason why you should not trust me in a medical capacity?
so I'm gonna get a bag of peanuts. I'm just gonna. Okay, this is good. I like this.
Don't worry, Doxy, it's fine. Rosemary and I had wonderful conversations.
But
What about?
no, nothing.
Girl stuff, darling. Just girl stuff.
Is it, Doxy? Is it gonna be dangerous?
I imagine not. I mean, the Vex seem relatively peaceful people.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, yeah, I'll come. Just
You know what, Rosie?
what?
I have an idea to make sure you're safe. If you just grab Doxy's hand and just don't let go, y'all won't get separated, and therefore you'll be safe.
You know I'm not an idiot, but I'm gonna take your advice to heart.
Oh, I didn't think you were. And then I just kind of look, give a glance at Doxy again.
And Doxy again is just like,
Let's just go.
I agree. These people are terrible. And he walks away.
I love you, Doxy.
The moment
Anything like this.
the moment you open the door, there's a giant Vect right up in your face. He says,
And he just stares. And like, you're much bigger than I expected.
"Hello, organic."
Hi! With like his very, very gadgety arm.
It extends like two different arms from the right side of its body, one of which is noticeably smaller and on your level, and the other one is larger, bigger, and would probably be on the level of a human or a larger creature.
Yes, it has auxiliary arms? Oh, and like Doxy immediately just goes into science mode of like starting to apologies, but do you mind if I inspect your auxiliary arm extensions?
I would actually yeah, screw the voice because my throat isn't gonna take it. I would actually like you not to touch me. I am a person.
I totally understand. I'm just fascinated. I've never seen effects before.
Oh, well, I don't look like other Vects either. I am made to greet people.
Huh. Well, I am Doxy. I come from the flotilla of the star gnomes down in the Dead Space Zone.
Oh my, you are a long, long way from home.
Indeed, hence why I'm so fascinated by everything that is here.
Well then, would you like a tour of our facilities?
Doxy's eyes just like again stars and gets somehow like the size, like his eyes bulge 2 times larger. Like I would be thrilled.
The Vect says, I can show you a tour of the basic facilities, and it slopes down. Stoops. Oof. Brain words. Stoops down to your level and says, but for an extra 200 credits, I can give you a special tour. Wink, wink.
I actually don't know if we've earned much money because I at least
We haven't gotten paid.
We have not seen a single gold coin or credit since we started this campaign.
Yeah, I know.
But you have like $1 million diamond.
Yes, we're Just
Hey,
rich, but
the firm
more.
did not pay us for that.
Mm-mm.
Or that wasn't payment by the firm, rather. We've done jobs for the firm and have not gotten a single damn thing from them yet.
I mean, you're supposed to be our liaison to the firm. Where's you know what? In my contract, it stipulates that I have if I have not been paid within a certain amount, there is with a certain time, there is a price increase to
Well-
all jobs that completed.
Well,
it quadruples.
I recommend you take up your complaints with the DM.
This is the highest authority in the firm.
The district manager.
Because I've submitted, it's like, hey, we did the job, give us the payment, and then
Yeah, the DM forgot to pay you for your prior
for,
jobs.
3 or 4 jobs.
Yeah,
It's actually the GM. It's the galactic manager.
yeah, I like that. Galactic Manager. Yeah, I forgot to give you your pay. So all of a sudden in your accounts there's an increase of 500 credits each.
Woo! Flush. Okay, I'll take the 200 credit tour. Immediately spend my money.
How much did you say we got?
500.
500.
Another 500? Okay. So we're at 1,000 gold.
Wait, what?
already.
How did you get a
Some of us.
Oh,
Some of us-
Sorry, I'm thinking of a different campaign. I only have 689. My bad.
Some of us have really kind of close to that.
Yeah, I didn't spend a whole lot of our starting gold.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, my armor, the holographic armor is what cost me a boatload.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I take the special tour.
So the Vect says, well, follow me then. And it will start the tour. Do anybody else follow along with Doxy and Rosemary? Alright. So it's only you two.
Okay.
And the Vect brings you, first and foremost, through the basic tour. The basic tour is basically just a tour of the ship, where the facilities are, where you can sleep if you need to, etc., etc. The food, the recreational area, whatever. Like, it's nothing, it's nice to have, but it's nothing you could not have downloaded on your datapad yourself, Doxy. And now it reaches a door with a keypad, and it punches in a few numbers. And the door opens.
Doxy immediately memorizes them.
Alright.
I wasn't what I'd say, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. So secure.
It's going to be easier for me to remember it. But yeah, you enter this hallway that is on each side of which, are these like immense bay windows that give onto a factory, like a facility on each side, and they are mass producing Vects. Or maybe not Vects, more like probably simpler golems, because most of them are missing appendages.
I see. So, like utility golems that are
Yeah.
meant to assist the Vect.
Yeah, so you see one that's almost completed, and it's this conical being with a mop attached to it, and it's made to mop the floors. And the Vect that's with you tells you, this this model will be used to sweep and clean area 52 of the ship. This other model will go to area 21. This one will go to area 13, etc., etc. This model here is a new type of security that we're trying to fiddle with. A completely disposable automaton that we can... Huh?
I was going to say disposable. And what means? Do you recycle the parts after its function is complete?
No, the core inside is set to blow if the the automaton receives a certain amount of damage to its
I
body
see.
casing, if you will. This way, if anyone was to try to attack us, well, even in death, or if you can call it death, the automaton will handle serious threats.
I see.
And it keeps going, and it comes to another door, and it punches the code again. The door opens, and the moment it starts opening, the Vec looks inside and closes the door. It says, I'm afraid we can't go into this specific area at the moment. There is a issue. There's an issue. Let's leave it at that. There's an issue.
I see. Does he? So I would wait. I would wait. Well, let us continue then, I guess. Is it something that I can perhaps help with? I am very skilled in many different technological challenges. Or domains.
Make a persuasion check.
It's a +1. Okay. Natural 20 for a total of 21.
It says, well then, maybe you can help. And the doors open, and you notice there's this Vect whose arm is attached to wires and cables coming down from the ceiling. Its arm was detached from its body, and it's jumping up, trying to grab at its arm as you see sparks and fluid come out of the hole. And you would know, just because of, your profession and then your skills, that, this Vect is bleeding out.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to get its arm, yeah, sure, but nobody's patching them up, and the guide with you doesn't seem to know what to do at all.
So I will kind of assess the situation to see if there's any danger outside of what's going on with this arm. And if there's nothing immediate, this is kind of the first aid certified in me coming out. Assess the situation, don't jump in, just all that. And then if no danger, I will grappling up to the Vex arm, dislodge it from whatever, then lower myself down. The Gadgeteers are so incredible, they're so mobile. And then lower myself down and can I, instead of using medicine, since they are technological, could I use my circuitry skill?
If you want to reattach the arm, yeah, I'd let you use circuitry.
Yeah, so I want to basically do like emergency surgery on this person with my skills. Yeah, so that's what I want to do.
Go right ahead. Make a circuitry check.
Would I be able to kind of involve Rosemary and be like, Rosemary, come help me for a moment, and have advantage with like an assist action or something like that?
I can try. I don't know much about this.
Well, I just need you to hold this here while I work on it, and I'll just kind of like instruct her. It's like you assist me. I'll ask you for things, and just listen to me.
Okay.
All right. So I'll do it with advantage. That is a 23.
Oh, yeah. You stitch the arm back, or you solder the arm back. No problem.
You see kind of the gadget hand, the gauntlet, basically like little tools kind of come out and start stitching things together, while Doxy manipulates it with his fingers.
Weld is the word I was looking for. Yep, and it's still going to require medical attention because living organism, there is still, living fluids like blood-like fluids inside it that you couldn't
I couldn't
patch.
replace or substitute. here
Yeah.
necessarily.
Or like, you know, if you had cure wounds, sorry, that could work.
Gotcha.
That's what it's
Okay.
missing. But it gets back up and says,
It's not bleeding out anymore.
I thank you.
You're quite welcome. How did you get into this predicament?
I'm an electrician here, and apparently I'm looking at my notes and I blanked out. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm an electrician here, and I was up there trying to find. We've been having a thwirl problem on board of the ship, and I was trying to find one of those damn critters, and it didn't. By the way, and it wipes its other hand on itself, and it extends a hand in your direction and says, "Chet, nice to meet you."
Chet, I am Doxy. Pleasure is all mine. Your friend here, I forgot their name, although Doxy would probably remember.
The guide?
What's that?
You mean the guide?
Yeah.
Oh, they never introduced themselves.
Oh, I gave my name, but they didn't give theirs? Okay.
Nope.
Um,
You can call
well,
them the guide.
Yeah. Well, I was just being guided here around the tour, and we stumbled upon you. I'm glad we did. I wouldn't want you to have bled out there with and Doxy kind of nerds out a little bit on the fluids. What? This is fascinating. I've never seen a fluid like this. Yes. I'm very skilled in many different domains. So, I'm glad we stumbled upon you.
Me too. I could have bled out here.
Indeed. What? I suppose, guide, we can continue on. But if there's anything else I can help with, I'm more than willing.
Guide, I'll take it from here. I might have to go to the infirmary, but I'll show our little friend around. Why? As a, repayment for what you did to me, for all the help.
Well, the guy did. I guess it's like, oh, that'd be very kind of you.
So it. Thank you. It takes you to a completely different part of the ship. And it's like, I want to show you the parts that people don't see about the ship. Because I feel like this is more what you're looking for.
As a fellow man or as a fellow being of scientific curiosity and technological aptitude, yes.
Well, I have to show you my den then. And you take an elevator down to the lower levels of the ship in what is their engineering bay, which is spotless. Everything, you know when you have like good cable management, like theirs is an art form.
I'm like taking holographic photos. I'm like,
They made a Mandela with some of the cables, like just because they could.
wow. You've taken circuitry to an art form.
Oh, I was bored.
Well, color me impressed, friend.
The ship runs smoothly, almost too smoothly. The twirls were, well, the only excitement I've seen in a while.
I understand. We have a nice little cluster of Wizmos that, well, let's just say that we've come to an agreement.
You have
So
Wizmos.
Indeed.
I've never seen a Wizmo up close before. Would you mind, I don't know if I can ask that, but would you mind fetching some for me? I would like to take a look at them.
Well, they don't really listen too well. I suppose we can figure. I'll see if I can figure something out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, I introduced myself, but I forgot to introduce my friend.
And this is my friend Rosemary. She assisted me in your care.
Oh, hello, Rosemary. My bad for not introducing myself to you earlier.
NPCs, so hard to keep track of.
Yeah, I know, too many NPCs. No, but it actually, thank you for the donation. Let me grab the page so I can know exactly what it was while this robot introduces themselves to Rosemary. Come on, Chrome, work faster.
I asked Rosemary, are you having fun? I hope that this has been as enlightening as it is for me.
Yes, it's all a bit too... There are robots everywhere. Like, everywhere.
This is the Vect ship. I suppose that is expected. They are a race of robots, or automatons, as it were.
Yeah, we don't see much of them in Lakshay.
Same as the flotilla.
Huh. Well, everything is clean here. It's not like on the Scarlet Trust. I mean, no disrespect. It's just
It's...
you have wild animals running around.
This is true. But it's nice to have a little bit of color, I suppose.
Chet goes, wild animals? Is your ship that... Oh, wait, did you come aboard the junk ship?
You've heard. Well, yeah, I suppose we did get that designation. It does have a model number, and he kind of recounts the model number. However, it seems it wasn't registered, and therefore was designated as a junk ship.
Oh, well, unregistered ship, wildlife, Wizmos.
It's a fair description, I suppose.
I'm sure your life is so much more fascinating than mine.
Oh, there's so many stories. Oh boy.
My friend, Mouse, is right here.
Oh.
And there comes about twice the size of a computer mouse, is a small droid that arrives like a Roomba on the ground. And it rolls up to you and just goes... And you recognize this as being, the equivalent to your AI. This
Right.
fellow Vect is also this Vect is also a fellow Gadgeteer.
In which case, oh yes, I love me a good friend like this. Well, I suppose I should introduce you to Loxy, and Loxy kind of apparates, kind of floating around, kind of Cheshire Cat style, in midair, and kind of does the silent wave.
And the mouse robot just spins around underneath it, with its two little beady red eyes going up and down and trying to get a bead on what this hard light being is. Meanwhile, let's go back to the ship for a moment.
All right. So now that Doxy's stirring up all sorts of trouble, and attention, not trouble. I'm sure he's avoiding that like he knows he should. But let's go ahead and take advantage of the distracted to make our way where we need to go.
Do you
So
know where we need to go?
Yeah, same question.
I'm really hoping one of those Tua bots shows up and helps us with that.
Hmm.
I was the one that walked away with it.
Captain, why don't you go in front and I'll kind of stand back here and Eddard just kind of stand vaguely in front of me. Sort of.
Works for me.
All right. I can vaguely be in front of you. I mean, half a step, I suppose.
Oh, just enough that,
I catch the bullets. Got it.
Well, don't worry, I won't let that happen. It's a pain trying to pull them out of you. I much prefer when you don't get shot.
Me too. It's lead poisoning is really not good. Whitney, what's gonna happen with her? And is she even with us right now?
Who?
Who?
Whitney.
With me.
She can be with you if you want.
Whitney, do you
what-
desire to join us, or do you wish to remain here?
We found the next ship, everybody.
You mean that
I can-
EW ship that certain people have been talking about for a while now? Yeah, huh? Move
Oh,
on.
I missed that.
What?
Listen,
Entertainment Weekly? I don't understand.
that's the first thing I thought too.
No, she says, well, I mean, you've helped me this far. I
Have
can
you
come
ever
if you
seen
want
a
to.
vet ship before?
Not that I remember.
From the inside too.
Not that I remember from the inside either.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
Tag
sure, I'll
along.
come with you.
careful. Apparently, bullets might be flying, so I'll be catching them.
Walter, would you please be a dear and ensure that our dear friend Volans doesn't cause any problems while we're not here? Stella does not get into my medical facility, and if any of the Wismos try and cross the line, release the EMP.
Understood. Locking down the medical facility and locking down the freezer.
Could you also lock down the armory
Armory on lockdown.
and make
Yes,
sure that
Stella-
Stella is out of the armory before you do that? I fear for my grenades again.
Stella is currently in the guest quarters.
Oh, fantastic.
Does she have any grenades?
No, she does not.
Does she have any RPGs, mass explosives, bouncing buddies?
Whoa, we don't have all of that.
She is not armed, is what I meant.
Thank you.
Okay, so Stella's not armed. We've got everything locked down. Let's see what we can find.
All right, let's find a tour guide.
Do I need to make a roll to find a tour guide?
The
Or-
moment you step out of the ship, there's another Vec that shows up. Tiny,
Hey.
square, it looks like a cube on small legs. Like if a dwarf tried to recreate itself as a Vect.
So it's a 40,
Yeah,
so it's a 40k dwarf.
It's a 40k dwarf, yeah. in space marine armor.
Oh
In
God.
power armor. It says, "Hello! What can I do for you?"
Oh God, he speaks like one too.
We need a body for an AI.
What? For a what?
We need a body, a vessel, a
Conduit.
conduit, golem, construct for this AI intelligence we have that does not have a corporeal form.
You're gonna need to speak with Master Surgeon Velev.
Can you lead the way?
Yep. Follow me.
Sir, just so I don't be rude, what is your name?
Bub. B-U-B. Bub.
Nice.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, bub.
And it just pivots around and starts going in a direction. Which, by the way, is not the same direction you saw Doxy head out with Rosemary earlier.
He was taking the scenic route. We're going to a straight destination.
You eventually, after about 15 minutes, get to 15 minutes and a few elevators, get to the medical facility. And Bub pings Dr. Velev on a like speaker phone thing on the wall. and a tall, lanky Vect in a lab coat comes out of a door nearby. Everything. Actually, it's not even a door. I should say it's a SAS. Kebechet, you recognize it as a decontamination chamber. Velev, V-E-L-E-V. For those of you who would like to know how to spell it, it's like level, but you mix the V's and the L's.
We were bound to run out of vowels.
It's a Vect. Name starts with a V.
Except for Bob.
I don't know, except for Bob and Chet. And pretty much every other Vect I've created.
So, Master Velov, we've got a AI who could use a corporeal form, and Bub here says that you're the person to talk to.
It starts tapping on the side of its face. It says, an AI transplant. I haven't done that in a few decades. Do you have the full AI saved somewhere?
Yeah, right here.
May I? And it extends its hand.
Yeah.
Problem, madam?
We just came out of a decontamination chamber.
The SAS, yes. I would not want to contaminate whatever is inside with whatever you have on yourselves.
I do appreciate that. I just merely, from one professional to another, I wish to ascertain that we don't encourage any other cross-contamination against a artificial intelligence that we are carrying. You understand, of course.
I understand completely, and do not worry, I am germ and bug free.
Including nanites?
Indeed.
And, all right.
Takes the hard drive. I will be but a moment.
All right.
And it goes back inside. And it takes about 5 minutes and it comes back out with the hard drive. And a disconcerted look on their face. They say, this AI must be... You must be very fond of it.
Yeah, we've been through a lot.
It's also very big. I've never seen a... He hands the disc back to you. Says, I've rarely seen such complicated artificial intelligence before. It rivals even my own.
It's, yeah, that's why we're here is, you know, I don't think anyone other than, you know, the Vect could handle something this intricate.
You were right to come to me. Or I should say to come to us, but to me personally. I'll be blunt with you. What is your name?
Zendak.
I'll be blunt with you, Zendak. I'm going to need a mithril core. If I'm to do anything with this AI to replace what is essentially the brain, I will need to encase it in a it's like a mithril-based motherboard, is how they could explain it. But they do not have any. The mithril trade is solely the province of the dwarves. And we, well, have sort of run afoul of the dwarves recently, and they will not want to trade with us.
You mean the elves don't, you know, have any mithril? I mean, they make, you know, they make so many elven mithril ships, you know. And, you know, I read about it in the DMG.
Yeah, but none that would be enough, not in a big enough quantity to suffice for a core. And he motions with his hand the size of, it's about the size of a basketball.
Alrighty. It's a big chunk of mithril there.
And
So
it
we can
needs
more
to
than
be-
likely go ask the dwarves very nicely, see if they can part with one. which more likely would involve a lot of money.
The dwarves most of the time they're very industrial. If you got money, they'll trade with just about anyone other than very, very particular individuals that they feel should still
Slighted
be
by?
in service. No, I was going to say should feel that they should still be in service to, but
I was trying to do it the polite way.
yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, like us not having been in previous servitude to the dwarves can absolutely, given enough money, purchase one of these from them. Yes.
We did save one dwarf. Maybe they know him.
I mean, not every dwarf knows a dwarf. Do you know every person in Lakshay?
I've been frozen
No.
for 200 years. They're all dead.
Okay, 200 years ago, did you know every single person in Lakshay?
I wasn't even on Lakshay, but I get your point. But maybe he was an influential person. We can definitely just say, hey, do you know?
Look where he was.
He was also a con man and a liar.
Oh, well, yeah, at that point, never mind.
And
There
he was
goes my plan.
experimenting with things that I don't think that even. Do apologize. I'm sorry, I've not introduced myself. My name is Lady Kebachet of House Aldahar. I'm the ship's doctor. He was experimenting with things that our dear friend the Vect would probably not induce or encourage.
Neither here nor
Drawing power from an elemental plane and not using proper, seals to do so seems very not someone that anyone of any repute would have any dealings with.
So, yeah, probably not a great source of, dwarven connections. I might have a few through the phone, though. I mean, through completely legitimate business.
You can always try to purchase one from the dwarves. Do you mean the dwarves that are on the ship currently? Or do you send out a call to, mithril mining companies and such?
I'm going to see, if anyone owes the firm a favor.
Make a general charisma check.
Okay. Let's
I,
see.
for one, was thinking about the ones on the ship, but,
Charisma.
21.
Ha! There is one. That the firm would be rather happy if that person could be, let's say, humiliated for what they thought they could do to the firm. And in exchange, the firm could get you in one fell swoop your mithril core and have their revenge on a person called Barabbas Smill.
Are they here or are they elsewhere?
They are elsewhere. They are on a ship called the Gambler's Fallacy. Their name, Barabbas Smill. Captain of the Gambler's Fallacy.
And do they have a mithril core themselves, or is it just that the firm would be willing to give us a core for embarrassing them?
Normally, the firm would like to have the core, but they would be willing to part with it if you were the one to steal it for them. See, Barabbas Mill owes about 50,000 credits to the firm, which is more or less the price of a mithril core. They would have hired contractors to just go get the core aboard a ship and bring it back to the firm. Because he is hosting on the Gambler's Fallacy a tournament of a game called the Twice Senite.
Not Siege Ball?
Not Siege Ball because it doesn't play
man.
well on that type of ship. I have thought about it, believe you me. Twice Senate.
One day.
There will be a Siege Ball episode. But yeah. It's and the thing is there are hundreds of thousands of credits that are going into his account from sponsors. So if you were to steal the trophy that he made in Mithril by, you know, melting down a sphere the size of what you need, he would not only lose face in front of all the sponsors, but would also lose, you know, or the firm would consider it payment retaken.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I will. Where? How far out are they?
They are about 3 days away using your ship's dark matter engine.
Okay. And I've already sent plenty of injunctions to gum up the court for a little while in regards to the Fisterberg matter. I do need to meet with Lady Kevashet's friend soon. I guess I could do that on the way. Is there any other pressing matters that we've got going on other than the court case and getting Twitch a body?
Well, we're kind of aware of what's going on. Oh, Eddie's muted.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what Zendak would know right now.
My parents, there was still some mystery about that.
Oh yeah,
The outer edge of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm. And I actually need to talk to you because I need to convince you to be okay with sharing that information with some people. Mm-hmm.
And there's still also a subplot on my side.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and
A minor subplot of people want to kill you.
They
Indeed.
can want to. I mean, they're gonna succeed.
It's a minor issue. Don't worry, darling.
Yeah, I can soak up the bullets.
And I have ways to ensure that you don't end up harmed permanently.
Okay, so we've got like a million things on the table, but it looks like we got one more. Okay, so there's this guy. He owes the firm a lot of money. If we can publicly humiliate them, and steal the core ourselves while we're at it, the firm will let us keep the core. I'm
All
assuming
right,
this
then.
conversation has like moved away. And
Yeah. Well, Dr. Velev, the moment that he told you that you needed the core, will go back to what he was doing and leave you alone.
And I would imagine that. Do you cons me?
Kebachet would have called you and said, "I'm very sorry to disturb your tour, Doxy. We have some information that we need your assistance in determining a course of action upon."
Very well. And I would turn to.
We're currently at the medical facilities on this ship.
My memory's not great. Well, that's perfect.
Chet?
Chet, thank you. How do you spell that? Do you toss it in the?
Yeah, absolutely.
CHET?
Toss it in the chat.
CHET?
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Yes. Well, that's perfect because my friend Chet here was losing some fluids and needs to get a top up, as it were. Chet, would you be so kind as to guide me to the medical facilities, and maybe we can continue our tour in a moment? It seems like my companions need some assistance.
Oh, absolutely. It's about 8 levels above us. Here we can.
Very well.
There's an elevator nearby, and he brings you to a nearby elevator. Within 5 minutes, you are reunited with the group.
Excellent. And Chet, here's my info, and I kind of surreptitiously, not surreptitiously.
Yeah, we've got.
But subtly, he sends his contact info. Will you keep in touch and talk further about all things?
That's 8 subs today.
Yeah, let's just take a moment to hype everyone in chat because there's going to be a bunch of alert going on and on and on. Hi everyone, thank you so much.
Hashtag thank you, not
so
Father
much.
Makarov.
Yeah, thank you, not Father Makarov, for all of the subs. And thank you to all the people that have recently subbed and are part of the Wanderer family. Hey, hello, welcome, I love you all. Okay, the alerts should stop now. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. But yay! Thank you. Hi everyone. Chet says, I'll go in the facilities. Are you gonna be around for a while?
Ooh, make me a new friend.
We actually about to take off.
Oh, is that right, Captain? Well, I suppose, would this take long, Chet? Is it something that needs to that you'd like to talk about immediately, or can it wait?
Oh, it can wait. The next time you come around, just let me know and I'll show you the rest of the ship.
Very well then. I'd love that.
We are going to have to be back at some point in the near future. We just have to pick up a couple of things first.
Yes, we came here and with the intention of acquiring a body for our AI that found itself in a bit of a quandary, as it were.
Ooh. And let me guess, you need a mithril core.
That is correct.
Yeah, well, short of something pure that could compensate for mithril. Yeah, mithril is normally the go-to substance that Dr. Velev is going to use. Otherwise, you know, if you have a diamond the size of a head.
What? Doctor's eyes is kind of like,
Yeah, and, it would be nice if we had something like that, but it looks like we're gonna have to get that mithril core.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Very well. Thank you so much for that. That was enlightening, actually. Yes, I
Smooth.
suppose
Very smooth.
We'll continue this. Yeah. We'll continue this on my next visit then.
No worries. You have yourself a good day. Yes, you can definitely insight. You wanted to insight check who exactly?
Doxy.
What?
Because I don't know that we have this mithril core, or we don't have this giant diamond.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I think the
Doesn't
only
matter.
ones who are aware of that are
Hashtag sneaky captain.
yeah, the captain and I.
Hold on. Let me give that a go too. Just for
my
fun.
God. Do I have to counter this somehow?
I would say just roll a straight charisma check. You're not telling a lie, you're not doing anything, but you're being careful, especially around Chet more than the rest of your party.
Would he have advantage because I covered for him?
Sure.
Also,
Charisma
Okay.
check with advantage.
I also have the memory lock, so
Oh yeah, does he actually know about it when he's not memory? That's actually a legitimate question.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about that, like outside
The
of
diamond was found before outside of the scope of the memory lock, because they found the
Okay.
diamond inside the drill first.
true. And I guess we didn't really define how the memory lock works in that regard. Like, there's potential that I could lock away certain memories. But anyway, we can still do this insight check. That is a 15.
Yeah, I know nothing. It's fine. I'm
Yeah.
a little stressed being on this ship.
But I know.
Yeah, you
You
know
know
something's
something's bad.
fishy. Yeah.
It makes sense. You've been around me longer. That's actually kind of funny.
Let's see.
So yes, Doxy, apparently we need to go find a mithril core. Captain, where are we going that you said we're leaving so soon? Not that I'm dislike that plan. Actually, can we get off of the ship a little bit quicker?
Yeah,
But there's so much sights to see.
Yeah, there's really not.
the ship was called
I
Gambler's
agree.
Folly, right, Simon?
Gambler's fallacy.
Fallacy. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna head to the Gambler's Fallacy, and we're gonna collect some things, and we're gonna do it covertly. And in the process, if we can publicly humiliate somebody,
I assume that we've moved away.
yeah.
Okay.
The minute she says she'd want to be off this ship, Cabochet is striding purposely, let's go.
Let's explain where we're going while we're in this private area before we go to where all the listening ears are.
I understand that, but if you don't think that outside a medical facility is, if you think outside a medical facility is private, I have some serious news for you, Captain. It's not.
But what about the doctor's oath that they shall say nothing?
Oh, we'll say nothing, but we'll listen to everything that's said, because 90% of the time our patients lie to us, and we need to know why they're lying to us so we can treat them effectively. It's the house method.
Ah.
I hear
What?
that method's not terribly popular among most doctors.
No, it's very, and yes, I'm sorry to say that your doctor lied to you so you'd continue to say this. This is why I tell my patients the truth. I listen to everything that you say so that I can treat you effectively.
Anyways, okay, so if you want to, let's get to the ship so we can talk about things.
Just, we can find somewhere else if you wish, but we're also on a ship made by the Vect. This is a giant AI-ridden. There's a thing with a mop standing over there. How do you know it's not listening to us?
And
Hey,
the moment
Mop,
you say
are you
that,
listening?
the light on the mop robot just tightens, like it's squinting.
Hi!
I'm gonna stride past the mob and you missed a spot over there.
Don't mind her. She's just nervous around technology. She doesn't understand it like she does.
Anyways,
No. It's Doxy. It's not about technology. Technology is fine. I have a small, possibly small, innate fear and crushing racial issues involved being on this ship, so let's go. History is complicated.
We're gonna have to learn about that history because I'm very curious now.
so I take off towards the ship.
She's walking and talking.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was more in passing, kind of trying to reassure the mop bot that she meant no offense and continue on as well.
The mop bot gives you a high five,
Yeah.
and then
I
it
return.
keeps
Mopping.
sweeping and mopping. Yep. So you go back to the ship.
Well, it seems that we have a lot to discuss. Yeah, I was given the golden tour.
All right, so we got to get to the Gambler's Fallacy. It's going to take about 3 days to get there. And once we're there, we're going to recover a mithril core that is equivalent to how much this idiot owes the firm. While we do that, we also need to make sure that we're publicly disgracing and humiliating the person that we're relieving of this mithril core. In exchange, the firm lets us keep the mithril core instead of returning it to them for payment.
Well, yes, it does seem that would be. And where were we trying to acquire this?
It's on the Gambler's Fallacy. And then I type in some coordinates of where it is and pull it up on the galaxy map.
tell me everything you know. I'm very curious. I can potentially get us some data ahead of time.
It's a casino ship. They play this one game called insert Simon's voice here.
Twice Senate.
Twice Sinite, yeah. So, what do I know about? I'm actually proficient in playing cards. I have proficiency in the gaming tool. So, what do I know about Twice Sinite?
So you would know that a Senite is a span of 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So the name of the game is 2 times 7 Fortnite. There you go.
Oh Jesus, no! Should I call my eldest son? He's gonna crush him.
So yes, they are essentially having a space Fortnite tournament on that ship.
It's not even like cool gambling. It's freaking video game. Gosh, I was like so excited about Casino Night.
I'm going to find some poker while you deal with this old gentleman. I'm going to find a poker game and have some actual fun.
Yeah. By the way, it is still a casino. There's this tournament going on while the rest of the space casino is operating.
Would it be? I mean, this is a bit stereotypical, and I don't want to perpetuate this stereotype. But it'd be safe to say that Doxy probably has played or heard of Fortnite.
Yeah, you've probably played, and you probably have like
a master of some kind or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
you could be. You know what? Roll a d6 on a 4, 5, 6. You're like, top contender. Could have probably gone pro.
Cast guidance on him or bless or whatever.
That doesn't work.
I got a 1.
I know.
All right. So you've played a few times. You got the hang of the game.
With my data skills and my technology skills, would I have gotten an advantage with that potentially?
No,
And
sure.
I'm pushing this.
It's
Sure,
just a
roll again.
chance roll.
Sure, roll again.
Okay. I need to do a different dice. That one didn't roll for me well. Okay. Let's see. Fortnite. Come on. I want this would be so much fun. What? No, it's meant to be. I got another. Oh no, it's a 4. Okay, cool. I got a 4.
All right. So let's just clip that a player of D&D used advantage to be good at Fortnite. This is
Not me.
the extent to which I would drive my players. But yeah, you've played before. You could have gone pro, but real life and
Priorities.
priorities. And you decided to become a gadgeteer instead, and adventure and all that. But you remember fondly your nights playing Twice Senite, and you're like, I could crush a couple noobs. I could probably school a couple people.
So as soon as you say there's a tournament, I'm like, interesting.
I would prefer to shoot someone in real space with real guns.
There's about literally every other game ever made. I'd prefer, but you said interesting it, Doxy. You play a lot of something?
Well, there was a time, I suppose, that I dabbled in Twice the Night, but
all right. Well,
I realized that I needed to look at. Well,
congratulations, you're a cover.
Oh, okay.
We're entering you in this tournament.
I need a drink.
I need to check the ship before we leave. You guys do your nerd talk. I'm gonna go in.
Yes, actually, they seem to have a twirly, or what is it? Twirl problem on the Vex ship. So yes, please check. We might have Fallout Gizmo World War.
Just what we need.
I need a bigger drink.
I'm going to summon some Wizmos. Gentlemen, prepare for war.
They get tiny military helmets. One of them has a cigar, and they make the military salute. Yeah.
Full Sarge.
There's like 4 of them.
Hey, Ed, you might actually want to tell them to hide. I mean, if there's anything that a Thwirl is going to be more excited about, it's a tiny electronic thing for them to eat.
But then again, they would take care of our Wismo problems.
I mean, they'd also eat ship.
Okay,
What's-
yeah. No, no, I don't want the ship to be eaten from the inside.
You know, they decide, you know, maybe those wires that, you know, power the life support look really tasty, and then maybe they decide that our engine thrusters, you know, those look tasty too. Suddenly we're a dead face.
Well, I was more mentioning that Chet, the Vec that I met, was looking into a Thwirl problem on their ship, and so I figured it would be worthwhile. Doesn't mean that we acquired any of them.
It's
Doesn't mean we didn't.
Walter,
And why I mentioned it.
Walter, do we have any further infestations on this vessel?
Everything's fine.
No Thwirls?
No Thwirls, no blobs, no nanobots, no T-virus, no nothing.
E-virus.
Thank you very much. You do a fabulous job and we appreciate you.
I have a feeling that your previous AI was a bit twitchy when it came to respecting your lives and your authority over itself.
uh,
I have a feeling that you do not fully trust me.
Oh no, I trust you fully. I just don't trust Thwirls or Wismos or any other infestations.
so
It's a sub-hazard of my profession.
The Wismos haven't been too bad. We've come to an agreement.
They're worshipping our dragon.
it was part of a family. So by extension,
Us? Really?
They,
Well-
yeah, they have started a new civilization in your free
Am I
service.
committing heresy if I allow a sentient race to worship me, who is also a cleric of
No, it's,
Walter? I'm going to take my drink to my room and I'm going to.
or we could
Yes.
plan this heist so that we know what we're doing when we get to the gambler's fallacy.
Well, I'm going to show up, look very pretty, make a scene. Everyone else is going to look around. Doxy is going to stand there and shoot things on the computer screen for a while. You are going to talk your way into some place that we shouldn't be, and Edald's going to stand around as a bodyguard. We're going to possibly walk up to a trophy, take it off in a bag that may or may not be on my person at the time, and walk out the door. Did I miss anything?
You know, I'm sure there's going to be a few differences, but if you want to be elsewhere while we figure this out, fine, I won't stop you. You clearly
I
have.
had No. I am here, Captain. I am here for your planning. I am here for your planning.
Okay, so first thing, Doxy, let's dig up some dirt on this guy. If he's this in debt to the firm, he's probably not clean. There's probably some things we can bring to the front. We also need to get you registered for this tournament. Make sure whatever requirements there are, make sure that you're taken care of. I'd also recommend maybe getting some practice in. Edit, you know, she's right. You're probably going to stand around and look pretty for a while, and make sure that no one gets shot. But you know, hey, maybe we'll have a little surprise roll for you once we know the ship's layout and the dirt we have on, you know, who we're ripping off.
You can
I'd
play.
be happy to not just be standing around looking pretty. Although I can do that very well, I'll get bored.
Maybe there's another game that you could play while I'm playing in the tournament. Keeping an eye on everything.
I'm
Oh, I was
sorry,
just going
what?
to You can play another game: poker, blackjack, backgammon, slots.
So, yeah, I mean, we're probably going to infiltrate this casino. We're probably all going to be playing some of these games. What we need to know is the layout of the ship first. Can you go ahead and see if you find something real quick for that, Eddie? Because it's going to be, or not Eddie, Doxy. So we can start planning in earnest.
Yeah, of course. I was going to message you, Simon, saying that basically while Zendak is speaking of this, Zendak or Doxy is essentially sending Voxy off to pull up this data, because I mean, I would imagine it's relatively straightforward for me to get schematics of different ships.
Yeah, once you know the model of the ship, it's easy to get the schematics of like any ship that would be of the same make and model,
Right.
and you do find it easily enough.
Well, I imagine this ship being a gambling ship would probably be heavily modified, right?
It is a modified Corvette ship. So it's got a few modifications to it. There is a safe that's been added inside the ship, which is accessible through a labyrinth of corridors. And who's posting bad puns on the private chat?
That's our fighter.
It's me.
Of course, Alex. Yes.
Either you're dead. You die. You get spaced. But yeah, there's a labyrinth of corridors that leads to a safe where the casino probably has like whatever physical wealth they need to have, because some people will come and gamble through credit chips, but others, especially those that come from fringe worlds or when the ship goes along the fringes of the galaxy, people there would probably play with physical currency more than electronic currency.
I mean, are we straight up Ocean's 11 this?
Yes, yes, we are.
Exactly what I was thinking.
The
Because,
trophy is kept in the safe, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we're straight up, not just me going in the turn. I'm like the distraction.
Yes.
Well, okay. So we're not doing this legitimately. We're trying to full on. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. Doxy's in.
For this, I'm not going to be representing the firm. We're going to do this, old-fashioned heist style.
I have many ideas. First, I will need a direct line to their systems. So we'll need some infiltration to their data cores, so that way I can basically manage the security, the other such things, and I'll be playing Fortnite as my cover.
Twice a
Or
night.
sorry, twice a night.
So
Sorry.
basically, would the previous method of accessing the documents on Lakshay be acceptable for you?
Yeah, that could work.
So I can walk up to any terminal and plug in, and you could.
It might need to be more closer to their data center, because I believe, or at least a secure panel, not just any panel.
I can do that.
I mean, casinos, they're more secure than some of the galactic banks. It's probably not going to be something we can just plug in anywhere. We're probably going to have to get past a few layers of security before we can just plug them in. I would imagine.
That's exactly what I meant. I believe. So at the mention of that, I'll pull up the schematics that I've gotten so far.
Mhm.
And there's probably layers of like hidden things that if you want I can roll for, but I think my base is I can't remember now. How did we figure that out? The because of the AI's data thing.
I have 14 in my head, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so my base is 14, potentially 15 for data.
Yeah,
So without,
you're gonna have to roll.
okay. So I'll go to Zendak.
With
Hmm?
oh, that's the universal sign for guidance.
Oh.
Ah, that's what it is.
The hand on the shoulder thing.
and I'll go to Zendak and say, we might as well unlock some layers of obscurity that these schematics are displaying. As you said, there's a good chance they have customized quite a bit of this Corvette. Zendak, if you will, and I'll kind of give you a terminal to kind of as in the programming world we call it pair program. We'll hack the system. So I will roll with advantage.
With an extra D4.
With an extra D4. So this is my data, I believe, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's very good. That is 26.
All right. Not only do you have the schematics for the ship, but you also have advantage. Note that down. You'll have advantage on checks made to bypass any of the traps once you're inside the ship. Not necessarily security system, but traps.
Okay.
Because yes, the ship is booby-trapped, especially the part where there's a bunch of corridors that lead to the safe. You have laser tripwires, you have trapdoors, you even have electrified floors, a bunch of defensive systems.
So advantage on bypassing traps?
Yep.
Cool. Noted. And if, as it were, could I do some kind of check to, or would you give this to me with that roll? Kind of the layers of security that they have, so I would know kind of roughly how difficult they will be.
Yeah, they have. So they have security cameras. That would be their first layer. Motion detectors in the lower levels of the ship. They also have infrared security cameras.
Yeah.
They have. So you remember those drones that Zred keeps in their room? Like the tiny drones that. So they have some of them that have a perpetual detect magic on them, and they're there to alert the security staff whenever they detect something magical that hasn't been registered to the ship. So to the list of, you need to whitelist your enchantment, if you will. If you want to have it, huh?
That will not trouble me because I have nothing enchanted.
No, I know, but if someone was to cast invisibility on themselves,
Doesn't matter for me.
yeah. And that's the last layer of security that they have. Invisible guards.
Oh.
Oh, fantastic.
I can see them. Okay, cool. Man, Gadgeteers, they've got so many cool little things. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, the ship, you would also know that Barnabas Smil is not a dwarf, but a Duergar.
Ah, okay.
And so is most of the staff on the ship.
Okay. And kind of on the data and technology layer, like what security level are they at? Is it kind of like a difficult something? I don't know. I guess if you haven't figured this out yet, that's fine.
Yeah. Let's use DCs to establish the difficulty level, the level of security, and
Right.
it's an average of DC 20.
Okay. Okay, so that way I know what I need to prepare if I
Yeah.
need to give myself tooling or whatever. Okay. Cool.
Exactly.
All right. Wow. That was very fruitful, I believe. So I'll pull up this data and I'll start going to a diatribe of all the specs and basically running down what you just gave us.
Doxy, quick question. What is the distance from that safe to, say, in a vertical motion, a hallway with a bathroom or near the main gaming floor?
If you'd allow it, Simon, I'd like to pull up a holographic 3D three-dimensional map that we can all just kind of like, well, this is the vault, and then we'll do a trace of
Yeah.
just going. through the
So
entire thing.
the safe itself is 500 feet away from anything else, anywhere else in the ship that someone can walk in.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Hashtag love your clerics. Just saying.
Oh, please. Love thy cleric.
Well, it sounds like we have some planning to do.
Yeah. And then do I have information on the dwarf or the Duergar himself?
If you want to find dirt, I'd say make a. That would be another.
Check.
Huh?
A data check or no?
Yeah, I was gonna say gather information was so good as a skill back in 3rd edition for that.
I mean, it depends on how we're acquiring it. Maybe it could be data, history.
We'll go with history.
History, that's even better for me. So let's see here.
Well, I
I
was
do
hoping that I
14.
could give you advantage.
Oh, well, I mean, hey,
Actually, no. I
Guidance.
do. I am skilled in.
I can only do it to one of you at a time, so pick one.
What? Oh, am I rolling 2, or are you doing the roll?
No, it did. Okay, whoever's rolling, I cast guidance on.
Yep.
And that would have been Justin. So with
Go for it.
advantage, you got a 16 plus your d4.
Okay. Need to stop leaning back. So 19 total.
All right. So this person has a what are they called? Roaches? A roach addiction?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that can be useful.
That's all the dirt you could find on them.
It is that they have a roach addiction.
Yeah, they seem to be very, very guarded as far as who they are and what they do. And even towards the firm, they, aside from feeding his roach addiction and smuggling roaches to his ship, and that's where he got all the debt that he has with the firm.
I do have-
50,000 credits worth of debt.
Doxy.
Yes.
Doxy. I'm assuming you tell us about this, right? That you guys tell us that he has this roach addiction?
Yes.
Because I have to be standing there to do this. Would you possibly know be able to ascertain the medical professional he's using to facilitate his addiction?
Who is pushers it?
No.
Would
The pusher would be the roach. I want to know the medical professional who is helping him maintain functionality, shall we say?
I guess we can alternate on this, and I can do a roll. Yeah, because that'd be interesting to also figure out.
You have to assume that a gentleman who has this big an addiction, yet still functioning in a way to avoid most of the firm's problems and facilitate a large number of donors and various other sundries, has to at least appear functional to the outside world, which means he would definitely need on-site medical attention at most times.
Or
Could I do like a data check on the registry for the ship and see if I can find like kind of correlating the data between what Zendak found regarding the history of this addiction and when someone was brought on potentially, or just like if there's only one medical officer on the ship, that person.
You can definitely make a history check to know that.
Okay. I
Assume
think
your
this is kind
guidance.
of like Zendak and I just back and forth, like doing these checks and stuff like that. So I'll take this one, and I'm guessing with guidance as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Assume if you do any of this in her presence, she's going to cast guidance for you.
Yeah. So that's a natural 19 plus 2, so 21 plus 7, so 28.
All right, you, yeah, you know who it is. You know who it is. It's apparently someone of a certain import because they have not a title, but almost in their name. Here it is. Aminat of House Tanis.
Interesting. Interesting. Very
Like
interesting.
is a registration of Aminat of House Tanis,
Yes.
has been administering medical treatments in this regard. I don't know why I keep changing my accent. I'm sorry, guys. Tonight's
It's all right.
I'm all.
Can I roll history to determine who that is?
Sure.
With
Go ahead.
Oh, always assume guidance.
oh yeah, I was wondering if there's a way that I can finagle advantage.
Well,
this is
I'm
this,
I'm giving you advantage.
okay. That works.
Yeah.
And so 20 plus 1d4, 24.
Yeah. I
Um,
kind of see this in like a montage of like gathering data and hacking the system, and like we're like all you two guys are hunkering around us. Yeah.
the two of you just downing coffees after coffees.
Yeah.
Dual
And at certain
wielding
points-
keyboards.
The
And at
Wizmo's,
certain
like,
point,
these coffee mugs every now and then.
no, no. At certain points, what you go to reach for is coffee, but what's actually she puts in your hand is very large cups of water and various other.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep hydrated.
Here's an actual meal. No, those energy bars don't really count. Have an actual meal.
So here is the thing. Aminat of House Tanis is a noble of a noble Avira house. They are not doctors themselves, but they are the one overseeing the any medical issues that arise with Barabbas Smil. It's all taken care of by House Tanis. With a 24 in history, you would know that House Tanis is a distant relative of another someone that you have heard of, Captain, which is Lady Katesh.
Okay. So related to Lady Katesh, Abenra noble family.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes, fervent believer in the sun above.
Real big fan of the sun. Got it. Okay.
They actually donated, and it might just be a ploy or like a way to launder money, but they, along with Barabbas Smil, have made generous donations to the Church of the Sun Above.
I can totally see a Duragar being a huge
Yeah.
fan of the Sun Church.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
Alright.
it's
No,
what
I
you
know.
find.
Yeah, no. I'm not crapping on you. It's just like,
Yeah.
clearly a front.
So much smell. So much smell.
That's.
It's just like it's rotting. No.
All right. I think I can do something with this. Okay, so we've got a noble sunbird, and we've got. Oh, wait, sorry. I know you don't like the term. Noble follower of the sun that you may or may not agree with because of diametrically opposed views.
Religious debate is, yes, kind of an issue here, and
Yep.
I am vaguely aware of House Tanis, yes.
Yeah, related to your friends, if I recall correctly.
Yes,
As-
actually.
as you
You
two-
know,
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do you want to maybe press that?
Press what?
Well, I don't know where your friend and this one over here, see. I don't know if they see eye to eye. I mean, I know religiously they don't, but I don't know if they're friendly or if they hate each other's guts. But I know that you're a friend of one of them, so maybe you can use that to either distract them because he hates her guts, or if maybe there's, hey, despite the fact that we don't see eye to eye with family, I'm a friend of the family.
Captain, are you aware? I'm sorry for a moment here.
Okay.
Let's rewind.
We have a
House
cousin.
Tanis. House Tanis is a very fervent worshipper of the sun above.
Yes.
Kind of slightly seriously fervent about this. One might even call them
Fanatics.
yes, but also fanatics with power and
Zealots.
authority. That's a good word. Zealot is a good word. I like that word in this language. They also, on the other side, you have my dear friend Lady Katesh, who I've put in I'm assuming she contacted you. I mentioned it to her for a while ago.
We have she sent me a letter, and we have something on the books to meet very soon via video conference. Just hasn't come. The scheduled appointment hasn't come yet.
Cool. Of
but
course.
yeah, no. I figured there's probably going to be contention.
Contention. The reason I put you in contact with her and you're suing for her is this whole thing.
Okay, so
Inquisition.
Okay, so yeah, like I said,
Inquisition.
I had a feeling that was going to be how it was, where religious, views were going to be pretty divisive here, despite the familial connection, which is why I said, let's press that to, cause distraction, throw people off the game, either by, the fact that everyone hates each other's guts, or, in the off chance that family is friendly, then maybe we, shift gears. But I had a feeling it was going to be a hate each other guts situation.
Captain, we left hate each other's guts and we're into, Eddard, please stand in front of me. I don't want to get shot.
That Betty. Okay, well...
Lady Katesh is a minor hero in certain circles for people of my religion because she managed to get off the planet and not die.
Oh, no, I get that. Just considering this particular...
And you want me to walk up to a member of House Tanis and say, hi, I know exactly where Lady Katesh is, and oh, by the way, I worship the void.
No.
Have I in some way expressed to you that I'm suicidal, Captain?
So there's this thing called, how do I put it? So sometimes you taunt your enemies to throw them off the game. You show up right in their face in a situation where they can't, even though they should be able to do something, they can't because, they'd lose face if they did. So then they have to put up with you. Well, now that they've had to put up with you, they aren't exactly thinking clearly. You throw off their rationale. Makes it a little bit easier to screw them over.
I cannot think of...
Oh, I was thinking that, that kind of makes sense. If you show up and Lady Tanis, or the...
Amanat Tanis is not a lady.
Sorry, Amanat.
Amanat Tanis, well, last I heard, identified as male. That could have changed, but last I heard he was identifying as male.
Either way, they would have... seeing you would be thrown off, as Zendak said, making them not able to respond clearly to any kind of scenario that may arise, furthering our potential. However, that also brings the question, if you are meant to be essential to our plans, then you could become a decoy versus an actual instrument.
If all eyes are on you, no eyes are going to be on literally anything else.
Let me go back 6 or 7 steps.
Actually,
Let me go back to my 6 or 7
so-
steps. That assumes this whole plot, this whole decision and plan assumes that Amanat of House Tanis cares
And this is why we get.
about restraint.
Well, I'm guarantee he does, because this is while a casino can be a very crooked place, you can't just pull out a gun in the middle of a casino. It just, it's bad for business. No matter how you feel about someone, you pull a gun in the middle of a casino and you lose not hundreds, not thousands, but millions of credits.
But
that day alone.
but there's always a way for them to sneakily get somebody off the floor.
And that's why we got to be careful. We don't just walk out and parade her around. First we're going to do some surveillance. First we're going to check out, see how things are. We're not going to just walk off the ship. We got to do some in-person surveillance before we just do our thing.
it is a risk, Zendak. I believe.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's incredibly risky.
Yeah.
We
However,
looked risky about 6 or 7 minutes ago. We were into full-on suicidal.
With every
Let's
plan,
put this in perspective. Zendak, would you like Eddard to walk back onto Lakshay and walk up to the captain of the captain of the current military and say, "Hi, this
So-
is someone who supports your entire political difference."
So here's the thing. This is a false equivalence because, we're talking about a military dictatorship where profit is determined more by the fact that if the workers don't do what they're supposed to do, they get thrown in the brig. In a casino, their profits are entirely dependent on people gambling money. If people are shooting at one another, are people gambling? Yes or no?
It doesn't matter. Okay. Captain, you'd think Barbas Smil, he might care about his casino. Everyone else on this ship might care about this casino. An Bishop of the Sun above does not give a flipping shit about money in this goddamn casino.
Oh, I guarantee he does. He's hanging out on a crooked casino ship. You think he really cares about the sun, or does he use it as a front for money?
Oh no. He cares. Trust me, he cares.
Well, you know what?
Now, does he use other means by which he can facilitate his faith into using it for financial gain? Probably. Is House Tanis one that I would consider one of manipulation and power? Definitely. Do I believe that at some point they're tied to the Inquisition and their beliefs in, well, rooting out heretics? Oh yes, I can definitely believe that.
Okay, so do you think he's a true believer, or do you think that he does all those things for power?
I don't think it cares if either way it's going to get me shot.
Well, one of them gets you shot, and the other means he has to play the safe game. But
No, because here's the thing. If he's doing all of that just to save face and get power, he still needs to look like he's acting in the manner of which is expected of a bishop of the sun above and the Inquisition.
And there's no way
Which
to
would mean-
sneak you on board.
it'd be
Wearing
a shame if we
normal
had a
clothes.
disguise somewhere around here on this ship.
Well, I mean, I can definitely walk on to somebody else, but you want me to walk up as Lady Kepichet of House Adahar to Amanat of House Tanis.
No.
No, I was thinking more
I mean,
along the lines of you were.
That was the previous conversation. I'm just double checking.
Well, we didn't get, you kind of cut me off before we got to the point where we figure out how to get you there without getting killed first, because obviously, we can't just have you walk off the ship, walk onto the, as your full on, I love the void, Splenda. However, we have a friend who has a way to magically disguise themselves at will in any shape they can imagine. If only we could borrow that temporarily to get you subtly onto this casino, reveal yourself, throw them off the game, and then before they have a chance to do anything, we have you change form, get away, and maybe change forms a couple more times just to be safe. And then, now they're hunting for someone that they don't know what they look like, and they just know that there's someone of the void on the ship, and that's all they're thinking about. Just trying to throw them off the game. Know what? I can do it. I can take the hat of disguise. I can pretend to be you, throw them off their game, and we won't put you at risk at all. It's fine.
Captain, that won't work.
Yeah, I suppose this all depends on the person. If the person doesn't really care so much about the Lady Kepishet or
And again, this is why we have to do that.
Claire.
We have to do that in-person reconnaissance.
I agree.
So right now it's hypothetical.
So the plan currently is that Kepishet find a way to use her symbol that I can then access to gain access to deeper layers of security, that we can shut down any security that may be triggered should someone go into the vault or approach the vault in some way, shape, or form. The Zendak, you would, I guess, present yourself perhaps as a distraction or as a secondary source of connection, just in case Kepishet cannot make her destination. Redundancy is key in this kind of heist. We are dealing with layers and layers of security. On top of that, we have our Marine on the lookout, making sure that security does not sniff us out before our time is right. While I am playing a game to potentially legitimately find our...
I mean, you give us a good excuse to be on this boat for an extended period of time.
Yeah. Combination of things. I could legitimately win.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
therefore
true.
still winning a surprise. We can still shame them in other ways, but at the very least, we'll get the prize.
And if you legitimately win and they happen to go into a vault to bring out a trophy for you and it's
I'll
suddenly
already be
not
gone.
there. Well, no, even better. Just stand there and quite lambasting about their lack of class or professionalism and how dare, they insult you in such a manner. And
oh man, what is it? I'll live feed it to the entire universe.
Oh my god.
How could they? They've shamed me. They promised me the world. Whatever.
I mean, do we really want to broadcast you?
I'll be in a different form.
Oh no, I meant more of the. I guess you'd be in a different form, so it's not gonna, tarnish your reputation to be known as a twice
Fortnite
player.
The new
You think
cube.
I was gonna go as Doxy? Oh no.
All right, so first things first, we've got to get this, actual in-person intel before we can do much more of anything else. We have some ideas. We've had some ideas shot down. It's fine. We'll know more once we get there. I do need to meet with Can't remember her name right now. Damn it.
Katesh? Sephiroth? Sephiroth. That's because of the joke I had in mind that I just typed in chat. Katesh, Spider.
Kitesh.
Katesh.
I also need to talk with. I've got to talk with so many people. So I need to talk to Kitesh priority though.
We also had did we ever win back the rights and ownership for Paradise 1?
Yeah.
Go
Oh
ahead.
well, no, it's tied up in legal injunctions at the moment.
Gotcha. Okay.
I've gotten it to where the wife can no longer spend the money.
Got it.
Yeah. You still need to empty out the account and send everything over to charities. But at the very least, this is, you've bought yourselves ample time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, now that the plan is set in motion and the ship embarks on a voyage to the Gambler's Fallacy, this is where we're going to end tonight's episode of Dark Matter.
Ew. I love it.
All right, let's just go around real quick. Outro ourselves. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And we'll start with our captain, Zandak.
All right. I'm going to duck out as soon as I give my outro. I'm Justin with Mage Hand Press. I'm the community manager there. Have a lot of fun telling people how awesome our books are. If you're interested, check us out at store.magehandpress.com. All right. Have a good day.
Joe. Wait. Where can we find you in like 5 minutes?
You can find me because I'm joining Screticus Academy for cartoon carding, where we're going to play some Cypher to do some wacky racer type stuff. All right, I got to get in the Zoom chat for that now.
Ciao.
Bye.
Amen.
Bye.
It's okay, the windows are going to get fixed in a second.
Whoa.
There we go. We're all over the place except for Deirdre, but let's keep going with our outros with Deirdre. Kevin chat.
Hello, all. You know me. I'm at Deirdre Dom on Twitter or Praxico Thesmiophoria, as you see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. Tomorrow, I will be over on Other Doc's channel for some Robot Hamlet versus Robot Richard III. And yes, the dark side of the Force is an STD. Yep. And Friday, I'm back here for some Castle Falkenstein. Saturday, we come back so I can drive some fine folk mad through Four Corners and some Pulp Cthulhu. Sunday over on Soul Bear RPG for some Shattered Eye as the Shattered Fam takes on the world as we do. And then Monday over on Role Players for some Age of Arcana. And if you haven't seen it on the Twitter, I've been reposting it, but the beautiful art by our beautiful artist Lucas is up. And oh my God, I love it. But yeah, otherwise I will see you back here. Check my Twitter. I always say where I'm going to be.
All right, I'll move on to what used to be the other side of the screen earlier. And let's start with our resident Space Marine.
Yes, I'm Alex, also known as _Gambit on Twitter. I will be on Thursday on Tales from the Grim, where we will try to run away from more zombies that are unbeatable so far.
All right.
Well, unbeatable. We've escaped them, but they've killed a lot of us.
And last but not least, our good engineer.
Hello, I'm Eddie Freeman. You can find me as Pixel Pirate with the first E being a 3 on the Twitters and Ninja Pseudo everywhere else. Yeah, I'll be on the internets and potentially finding some other games to play in this event at some point. Yeah, keep an eye.
All right, and as I said earlier, I'm Simon at Wandering DM. This is my channel. Welcome, everyone. I hope you had fun hanging out in chat. I hope you had fun playing. I certainly had fun DMing. And I will see you again on Thursday for some Keep on the Shadowfell 5th edition D&D. And until then, ciao everyone, and have a good night. Before we leave, let's go raid our good friends at Pro Drama Club. So Pro Restarter Josh, who's currently playing a brand new show of Monster Hearts. So let's spread the love over to his channel. And on that, I will see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye. Raid.